This is the LIPULS 12 volt 100 amp hour LiFePO4 battery. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the manual and other assorted paraphernalia with it. They give you the bolts, connection bolts if you will, and there's the battery itself complete with a go handle. The strap is also removable if you'd like as well. It's very simple. You just get it through the thing there and it comes out, no problem at all. Let me tell you a little bit about this first and then we'll put it to the test there. This is a Group 24 size battery. It's similar to the way that car batteries are measured. They have what's called a group size, and you can look up various group sizes to find out the physical size of the battery. This Group 24 size battery is 10.23 by 8.3 by 6.61 inches. You can measure and make sure that'll fit your particular system or setup. Anything you like right there. But it's a Group 24, so anything that would take a Group 24 size battery, this will fit in. This has a built-in 100 amp BMS or battery management system, and you can get up to 15,000 charge cycles on it. Here's how it breaks down. If you do 100% discharge on it, in other words, you take this thing and run it all the way until it is completely flat, and that's the way you use it, you'll get 4,000 cycles out of it. If you do 80%, only drop it to 20% left, so an 80% charge, you'll get 8,000 cycles out of it. And if it's used at 60%, then you will get 15,000 cycles. It's 12.8 volts, 1,000 amp hours, 1280 watt hours, just like that. This is going to be great for trolling motors. What's a trolling motor? If you have a fishing boat, you may have a trolling motor. It's a small electric motor that will allow the boat to move left and right and forward and back just a bit, just to get it kind of in the right position kind of thing without an actual like outboard engine or something like that. It's just a little motor that'll run the boat in short bursts like that. So it's great for that. You can use it for your RV. You can use it as a storage battery. It'll work with the solar system. If you have solar charging, this can be recharged by that. Great for camping as well. Like I said, this is a storage battery. It's not meant for starting. That means you cannot put this in your car and have it start the engine and do that. That's not the kind of battery this is, because it's an LiFePO4 battery, but it is going to give you excellent life as such. It has a 5-year warranty on it, but under normal conditions and normal usage, you can expect probably about 10. Your connections are right on top. There's little plastic things in here. Don't be like those people on Just Rolled In. You have to remove these plastic things first. They just pull out like that and like that. Simple. Red and black. It's not only red and black, but it's also marked. You might not be able to see it on camera, but there's a plus and a minus. And you take those two connection bolts and they just screw right on in, just like that. So we'll just kind of make those finger tight for now. Of course, you can make any kind of connections that you want with this to a solar charging system or other charging system of any kind, to your RV, anything like that. And if you need more capacity and more voltage, you can actually chain a total of 16 of these batteries together, and that way you can get much higher voltage and much higher current as well. Very convenient. For testing this, I don't have an RV, I don't have a trolling motor, or any of that stuff. What I have is an inverter, and that's going to work just fine for our purposes. So let me get that set up. Okay, here's the janky setup, but again, it's going to be just perfect for our purposes. This is a 700 watt inverter. I don't know when I bought this thing. It could be on the order of 20 something years ago, but it still works. Hooked up via battery clamps. I have a janky old meter here, and it's showing that we have 13.19 volts on it. Let's get a load and plug it into the inverter and see how the battery fares. Here's an old, rusty 120 volt electric drill. Does anybody remember these? Because everybody just uses battery powered ones nowadays. It's plugged into the inverter. Let's turn the inverter on. And we're at 13.18. So it runs the drill just fine. This drill is, I think, 2.5 amps or so. Something like that. It's not really that powerful, but it's there. From a dead stop. No problem at all. Of course, this is all based on the inverter itself dealing with that. So as long as the inverter can handle it, then it'll power it. We have lost just a shade of voltage there, but that's all right. Let's see what it runs at when it's full boat on the drill. 12.97, so it does go down. But, of course, that's expected. Let's put another little heavier load on it. Here's an angle grinder. This is 4.3 amps, 516 watts. No blade on it for your safety. And we'll see if it'll power that. No problem at all. 12.88. We'll run it one more. Of course, as you run it more, it's going to go down. But that handled it, no problem. Again, that's more a function of the inverter than anything else. But still, it's able to run it. And we really haven't lost that much voltage on there. Let's do one more thing. I'm going to get a load to plug in here that we can sustain for some time. This little dinky, dirty thing is called a personal heater. It's a little space heater. It's only 400 watts, and you might think, well, that's junk. What are you possibly doing with that? Believe it or not, it's actually just enough. I keep this in my office on the floor because my feet get cold in the winter and stuff like that. It's just enough without having to run like a 1500 watt space heater and get the whole room hot. I don't need that because I'm otherwise fine. So we can go ahead and run this. Like I said, this is 400 watts, so we'll go ahead and turn that on. And not only is the heater running, but also the fan in my inverter is as well, because it knows it's got a heavy load on it. We couldn't hear it over the universal motors before, so it probably ran then. But it certainly is running now, and we're down to 12.69 volts. What I'm going to do is let this sit and cook for 5 minutes or so, and we'll come back and see how we're doing. Well, as usual, I got called away for less important things, and it's actually been 10 minutes. Not too bad. We settled at 12.67 volts, and it's been sitting there doing quite well. So it's settled in. Of course, nothing is getting hot. Everything is all good there. Even the inverter is just barely warm. Heater is still just chooching away, doing exactly what it's supposed to. Oh, we lost 0.01. Big deal. So it seems to work very well. What I'm going to use this for is pretty much exactly as you see it. Just a big battery with an inverter like that in the event of a power outage. And, you know, I can use that in the event that we lose power. I don't really have a way to recharge it until power is restored, in which case I have an LiFePO4 lithium iron phosphate battery charger, and you must use a battery charger that is specifically for this type of battery in order to recharge. Most solar controllers will handle it and all of that as well. But this is pretty much how I'd use it, just on an inverter, and just go from there and see where that takes us. How long it will last is really a function of what you're plugging into it and what you're running, and for how long especially. But if you need to add a battery or upgrade or replace a battery in your existing setup, this LIPULS 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery would be an excellent choice. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description to where you can find this item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.